Okay, buckle up, bestie, because things in the royal family just took a turn so cold it could freeze champagne at Buckingham Palace. You know how everyone's been speculating for years that something's been brewing between King Charles and Prince Harry? Well, grab the popcorn because it's no longer whispers behind palace walls, it's public and it's savage. So, what exactly happened? Let me spill. King Charles, yes, the actual King of England, just pulled a move straight out of Meghan Markle's signature playbook. And honey, it's not subtle. It's the kind of ghosting you don't just feel, you hear it echo across royal halls. Picture this, a glittering banquet at Windsor Castle. All the pomp, all the protocol, cameras flashing, foreign dignitaries watching. Oh yes, even French President Emmanuel Macron and his chic wife were there. Charles steps up to give this grand speech, and instead of a heartwarming shout-out to both his sons, he goes full hard eyes for Prince William. Wait, what about Harry? Not a word, not a whisper, not even a fake both of my sons moment. Zilch, nada. Like Harry just ceased to exist. I mean, that's not just a cold shoulder, that's being iced out on a global stage. Let that sink in. Now, if this was the first time, we might have chalked it up to a royal oopsie. Maybe Charles had a senior moment? But no, darling, this is a pattern, and a deliberate one. Just last week, it was Armed Forces Day, right? The perfect opportunity to honor Harry, a man who literally served 2 tours in Afghanistan. 2. Real-life military service. And what did Charles do? He praised his own record. He shouted out Prince William. He gave sweet tribute to Prince Philip. But Harry? Crickets. This man risked his life in combat, and the king couldn't spare a single syllable. The most battle-worn royal of this generation got treated like he was never even in uniform. And then comes this Windsor Castle event where Charles didn't just skip over Harry again. Oh no, he elevated William, compared him to the Norman Duke who built Windsor Castle like he's building the future of the monarchy. Meanwhile, Harry's name? Missing like a ghosted Tinder match. But this isn't some casual oversight. This is a calculated move. Charles is sending a message, and honey, it's louder than Big Ben striking midnight. He's saying, Harry, you're not part of the legacy. You're not part of the plan. You're not even my son. Not publicly, not politically, not emotionally. This is chess, not checkers. And King Charles just slid his pawn across the board and knocked Harry right out of the royal game. Let's be real, Meghan knows this move well. Ghosting is her sport. Just ask Thomas Markle. One minute you're in, next minute you're left on red, staring at the wall. Friends, family, even Victoria Beckham and Piers Morgan got dropped like hot tea. So now, the king's playing Meghan's game. And he's playing it better. He's done being the forgiving father. He's gone full ghost. And Harry, he's not just estranged, he's exiled. Spiritually, symbolically, strategically. From a public relations lens, it's genius. But emotionally, utterly heartbreaking. Because this wasn't done in private. This was done with suits and sashes and state cameras rolling. This was a global stage, and Charles hit mute on Harry. And here's the real heartbreak. Harry knows. You think he's clueless, sipping tea under the California sun? Nah. Inside that massive Montecito mansion with its 16 bathrooms and God knows how many ghosts of bad decisions, Harry felt that cold wind blow in from London, and it cut deep. He's got the title. He's got the house. He had that Netflix deal. Had. Past tense. But none of that fills the silence from your father. None of that stops the ache of being erased by your own flesh and blood, while the cameras roll and the world nods along. And don't be fooled. This isn't new. This rejection, it's been bubbling beneath the surface for a while now. The royal machine is tight these days. Every photo op, every press release, every speech, it's choreographed to one tune. William is the future. Harry is the past. And while Charles is out here solidifying legacy, guess who's struggling to keep the lights on? That's right. Harry and Meghan's so-called kingdom is shaking at the seams. Apparently, they just let go of a bunch of staff, like PR, assistants, internal comms, everyone. Not because they're streamlining. Oh no, it's because the cash flow's running drier than a scone at high tea. That juicy $100 million Netflix deal, insiders are saying it was closer to $20 million. And that's before the taxes, agents, production costs, etc. And now Netflix isn't even biting. Their current agreement is basically, we'll see if we like your next idea. Translation: you're one pitch away from being totally ghosted. Sound familiar? Meanwhile, Meghan's lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, is still just vibes and Instagram filters. No products, no revenue, just curated aesthetic posts with tulips and soft lighting. Her podcast? Dead. Like, flatlined. No season 2, no buzz, just another forgotten royal project in the ever-growing graveyard of Sussex Ventures. And Harry? The follow-up to spare? Don't hold your breath. There's nothing left to spill. And the audience has already moved on. That victim narrative, it's wearing thin. Now let's talk expenses. That Montecito Dream Palace, $10 million mortgage, $2 million a year in private security, plus staff, PR, legal teams, lavish lifestyle. They're burning through cash like fire at Balmoral. And the worst part? Harry doesn't have a real job. No law firm, no tech startup, no stable income stream, just a few side hustles and a dwindling inheritance. This isn't a thriving empire. It's a glossy illusion on the verge of collapse. One insider summed it up perfectly. They go through staff like normal people go through milk. Oof. So where were we? Ah, yes. Harry and Meghan, the once power couple of Montecito, are now running a brand that feels less like a royal empire and more like a startup in panic mode. Flashy logos? Check. Designer smiles? Check. But actual success? MIA. And now, with Charles going silent, things are unraveling fast. Let's be honest. Charles isn't just hurt. He's done. This man is moving with precision. You don't give a glowing tribute to Prince William in front of global leaders and intentionally leave out your other son without knowing exactly what you're doing. This was no emotional decision. This was royal calculus. And here's the math. William equals legacy, Harry equals liability. Because Charles isn't just any dad, he's king. His job isn't just to parent, it's to protect the crown, the firm, the whole institution. And when one son is waving the Union Jack and the other is telling Oprah all your secrets, you bet he's picking sides. And he picked, loudly, publicly, finally. At the Windsor Castle State Banquet, Charles didn't just praise William, he canonized him, like royal sainthood. He made it sound like William was the monarchy, tying him to the very history of Windsor Castle. The symbolism? Blinding. The message? Crystal clear. William is the man who stayed. Harry is the man who walked away. And for Harry, it's not just exclusion, it's erasure. Remember, this is the same man who walked behind Princess Diana's coffin at just 12 years old, in front of the entire world, who served in Afghanistan, who tried to walk the line between duty and individuality. Now, not even a footnote, not even a hollow thank you. That's not ghosting. That's banishment with a crown on top, and it gets worse. Because while Meghan might have ghosted friends and family in the past, Charles is making it political. Strategic silence, diplomatic distancing, no emotion, just execution. This isn't just a father cutting off a son. This is a king closing the gates of the castle, permanently. And here's what stings most. Harry can't deny the truth anymore. He gambled. He took the American dream bet. New life, new career, new brand. But what he got was disappointment. Their image? Cracking. The money? Tight. The buzz? Dying. Even Page 6, the go-to for fluff celebrity gossip, is turning on them. They were the ones who broke the news of the staff cuts, the financial strain, the behind-the-scenes chaos, behind the Insta-perfect life, panic, staff being let go, budgets shrinking, income drying up, that glamorous, powerful image, barely holding on with duct tape and publicists. And let's not forget, the royal family has moved on. Internally, Harry and Meghan aren't even in the group chat anymore. They're not invited to strategy meetings. They're not at events. They're not even referred to as background noise. They've been airbrushed out of the royal picture. Meanwhile, the French president's wife, Brigitte Macron, literally ignored her husband's attempt to hold hands on the tarmac, and somehow even that wasn't as cold as how Charles treated Harry. That's how savage this has become. Charles, Camilla, William, they're all locked in, solidifying a monarchy for the future, playing the long game, backed by centuries of tradition and institutions that don't flinch. Harry and Meghan, they're on the sidelines, watching the gates close, knowing they tossed the keys years ago. So what does Harry have left? No second memoir, no confirmed Netflix shows, no major public appearances, just a house with a big mortgage, shrinking staff, and echoes in the marble hallways. That Montecito dream, looking more like a mirage. They traded duty for freedom, and freedom, it turns out, is expensive. The money's not the problem. The isolation is. Harry's looking across the ocean, watching the family he once belonged to build something without him, stronger, clearer, unified. And the cruelest twist? Charles didn't slam the door with anger. He didn't shout or lash out. He didn't write a tell-all of his own. He just said nothing. That silence is louder than any royal scandal, and it's final. Because in this world, when a king doesn't speak your name, it's like you were never there. So what now? For Harry, it's a reckoning. He's no longer the prince with a path back home. That path has been overgrown, erased, and walled off with protocol and legacy. William has taken the torch and run with it. And Charles is right behind him, making sure the world knows who matters. As for Meghan, she's watching the brand they tried to build fade under harsh lights. No new episodes, no product launches, no more fairy tale narrative. It's just quiet, and maybe that's the loudest part of all. That's the